Hello, everyone. How are you? No, we aren't. I just came up with this the other day, and yeah, I don't know. Here, he can eat the carrot. So, hopefully my audio levels don't suck this time. Unlike last time where we had a fun 15 minutes of echo and other issues. But, sorry, I'm just playing around with with images now. Should probably pull this audio down a bit. So yeah, hopefully this goes a bit better than last time from the beginning, because last time we had a bit of a weird audio issue as I was dealing with open-ear headphones, so we spent 15 minutes trying to figure it out. Well, this time around, so what are we going to be doing today? If you look at the title, it's Let's Make Corruption Stockpiles. And if you look at the schedule, it also says, plus potential prototypes. So there was something I mentioned last month that I was working on that, sadly, I was not able to get in a completely working state. Now, Nullshock in chat, he was able to get me a working prototype that I can show you a bit, but I've had a long month, and sadly have not had the energy to work on that stuff. So, oh god, it looped. I only had 3 songs. So I can show that off a bit, but the main thing I'm going to be doing today is actually straight up making a stockpile. Now, my reasoning for this is because the past few streams I've kind of showed off a few different things. I haven't actually just gone and straight up made a stockpile. Part of the reason for that is, as I've said, it can take a while. So my goal today is to see if we can get something stream ready, or at least some corruptions that are, that was Nightbot, Jupjup, that wasn't a mod. Some corruptions that are stream ready, potentially for a stream that totally isn't happening in 2 days, tomorrow, oh god, it's tomorrow, I haven't prepped, definitely not happening tomorrow, you did not hear it here first, I cannot guarantee that it will actually happen tomorrow, but it's gonna happen tomorrow. So that's my plan. I also, as a little bonus, have some submitted corruptions that I was going to review live on stream. So, essentially, with the corruptions, I'll actually show you on screen. Over on the Corruption Discord, we have a channel. What this channel is... One second, window capture. So what this channel is I will help people out with their corruptions. People can submit their stockpiles, I'll take a look at them, etc., etc. So that's a process I usually do over text. It takes a while, but I put the time in because I like having the corruptions to be... I like having corruptions be something people enjoy. So I checked with one of the people who recently submitted a... Yes, that was a lot of channels, but the channel that you saw on screen was the correct channel. I checked with a person who recently submitted a stockpile. I already slightly skimmed over it. They gave me the okay to review their corruption on stream, their stockpile on stream, and basically give my feedback. I'm going to give it to them in text form as well later, but kind of go over what I think could be improved upon, what I think is great, and kind of explain what personally I think makes a good stream stockpile, because what makes a good corruption isn't quite the same as what makes... Oh god, the music. It's echoing. Oh, okay. That's what I get for using sources properly for once. So, yeah, what I think is a good stream stockpile, because here's the thing. A good corruption stockpile isn't necessarily the same exact thing as a good stream stockpile. And the reason I say that is because there's some stuff that I would think is extremely interesting, but you throw it on stream and it's just not that interesting, because when it comes to Vinny, there's a lot of weird stuff that you have to deal with. You have to deal with, does he know the game? Does he know what's going on if he doesn't know the game? Can you figure out what is going on without knowing the game? So in this case, this stockpile was submitted by SBB02, so I'm going to start with this, and it's Mario Kart Wii. Now, the reason I like this is because... cool. Yeah, it's loading. My layout looks a bit janky while it's loading. Here, we can go back to the other one. Actually, here, I can show you something more interesting for a minute. While I load this up. Much more interesting. Alright, so... here we... and there we go. So, this is... come on. Nintendo Wii, where is my... alright, Mario Kart Wii. So the reason I wanted to do this one live is Mario Kart Wii is a game that has been seen on stream various times before. Actually, many times. It's loading. Give it a second, and then my source will suddenly look much nicer. So it's a game we've seen on stream many times before. Whoop. Oh, yeah, you can hear it. Alright, let me fix this audio levels because that is loud. That actually should be very quiet for you because I have it at like 5%, but it is very loud for me. I am missing my epilepsy warning, so I'm going to pull that down for a second. Yes, same epilepsy warning as always. Let me put that back up on stream, actually, because I like having that in the corner. So the reason I picked Mario Kart Wii, you can hear some loud audio in the background. I haven't finished this sentence yet. Where is my overlay? All right, the reason I chose Mario Kart Wii and I wanted to review this person's Mario Kart Wii stockpile is because Mario Kart Wii is a game that has been seen on stream many times before. As such, there are some common effects. Yep, definitely. That's not my icon. Just ignore that. It's a game we've seen on stream before. There are a lot of effects that I took it away until I could put this back up and fix my. For some where'd the overlay go? There's also supposed to be a little overlay. It's there. The OBS. The slideshow is there. The source is visible. Where's the image? Where's the image, OBS? Where's the image? All right, let me re-add the slideshow. There's the image. All right, we can get that back too and stick that there. So, I keep repeating myself. All right, Mario Kart Wii. We've seen this game many times before. And we've also seen Mario Kart in general many times before. So, as such, one of the hardest things I see with corruptions when people submit stockpiles for the first time is they probably have not seen every corruption stream. They're probably doing corruptions for the first time, so there are lots of effects that they will run across that I have seen probably 50 times before. Vinny has probably seen at least 5 times before. So my goal here with this review process is kind of to try and help people out, use my extensive useless knowledge of games breaking to guide people towards effects that haven't been seen before, to guide people to improve their effects and all of that stuff. So, I'm going to reload this, and actually, I'm going to expand this little note window quickly so you can see see what I see. All right. Are corruptions mods or injections? It depends how you're using the RTC. I mean, in the end, what it's doing is it is modifying the game's memory by injecting stuff over it. And you can also modify the ROM. So at the same time, some people go as far as to manually do stuff. All right, so go back to the main window. I can just have this. I'll use this layout for now. All right, so again, these are corruptions from SBB02, their Mario Kart Wii, and he said he gave me the okay, or he, she, they, I don't know. They gave me the okay to review them and kind of give the feedback live. So yes, this is a sneak peek, and the other sneak peek is I have a lot of corruptions that I need to, that is. So, no, not to filter, pull from. So I have a folder full of corruptions of pre-vetted corruptions that I need to merge into a mega stockpile. That folder is now 16 files long. I might do that live, I might not, I don't know. I have to do it before tomorrow, but I do want to spend a good chunk of time today working on my own. Now, one thing to note is I do have a few sets of save states for a few games, but I have my entire Wii, my entire GameCube library. I have a lot of games from my library available. So if there's any specific games you guys want to see, that preferably games that we haven't seen on stream before or on Vinny's stream, or games that have only come up a few times that I may have, please let me know, and maybe can try those out and go from there. But for now, I'm going to start with this stockpile again and go through it, kind of take a look at it and explain what I think could be improved, what I think is good, probably laugh at it, overanalyze it until it's no longer fun, and you guys can join me. All right. So I'm going to refresh this first corruption. Ooh. There, yes. Tell me... All right. Audio levels. That is... Tell me if these are blowing your ears out or if they're too quiet, because I do not have that audio balance down because I don't do this enough. But I think it's at a good level. So... Can't hear it? All right, let me pull this up. Just tell me if it gets too loud. Yeah, I don't have monitoring set up, so I can't monitor it without you guys being able to hear it. Echoing. Alright, so this should, if it gets too loud, duck back down. Yeah, that's the issue again here. For example, if I say, okay, here's what I think... Alright, so, and there they go. This is the opening corruption for this stockpile. It's named, and there they go. So, and there they definitely go. Again, this is going to be slightly different than usual. I'm not... Whoa, that is a loud corruption. Alright, so my first note would be see if we can get the volume on this corruption down. I'm actually going to be doing... Wow. Is it a single blast? Okay, so let me show you guys this, because it's not... Wow, it's a single unit. Okay. OBS, come on. Capture the... Alright. So this corruption, normally I would say... Alright, there is stuff... Why is it running so poorly? That's... Alright, it doesn't matter. So this corruption, it's actually a single blast unit. So you can see here that there's only one thing. If I turn it back on... Let me make sure nothing's eating up CPU. You know, I probably shouldn't have the stream playing. That's eating up CPU. There we go. My new CPU was supposed to be in 2 weeks ago. It still hasn't come in. I now have 2 on order, and neither have come in. Yeah, CPUs. Yes, I do have the volume limiter. So yeah, this is a crazy corruption for a single effect. What I was going to say was I would attempt to sanitize it to pull the volume level down, because what you can do is usually a corruption has like 15, 20, a lot of different effects, and all of them combined make the corruption. This one is a single effect that makes this corruption. So I don't really see a way to sanitize this and try and pull the volume level down. That would normally be my first suggestion, but in this case, I mean, I can try modifying the value a tiny bit and see if that does anything, but I don't think it will. Yeah, just the effect changes slightly, but whoop, there's everyone's favorite Wii crash noise. If you have ever modded a Wii, you know this sound well. So yeah, this is one of those effects where you probably aren't going to be able to get very far with modifying it and cleaning it up, which is annoying, but you get that. You sometimes get really crazy stuff where it's just a single unit and it makes a crazy effect. But as an opening corruption, just as it is, I would add a noise warning personally, because it gets loud. But as an opening corruption, this is great, because right off the bat, you're straight into something. You have... There's no wind-up, it is just straight in. And for a game like Mario Kart Wii that's been done many times before... Yeah, an exception. God, I've seen that message way too many times. A game we've seen many times before, straight off the bat, it just opens up. Oh my god. Alright. So this one is Wobbly Boys. I think this person actually said this was their first stockpile. Okay, they've been working on this stockpile for several months, taken feedback, and improved it already. So we're going in with a stockpile someone's already improved upon. And that's pretty obvious right off the bat that it looks like they've gotten a lot of good feedback and improved upon it. No luck G2. I am not going backwards. So again, I really don't have that much to say on this one. It's not overly loud, it's just a good effect, and I don't think we've seen this one before. So, something like this is great right off the bat. You are starting really strong, you're starting off with a lot of fun little stuff. So I'm going to move on to the next one. Bounce houses be like. Okay. So, this effect. I love this effect. Okay, corruptions aside, what's a good Mario Kart for a newbie? I only own the Switch one. Personally, I love Mario Kart 8. I think the physics in Mario Kart 8 are great. A lot of people will say the physics in Mario Kart Wii are the best. Some people will say Double Dash have the best physics. I think 8 plays the best, but that's my opinion. Honestly, all of them are good. Except maybe... Nah, they're all good. DS has some... No, DS is good. They're all good. Anyway. This corruption. It's actually an effect. You may not remember it. I do. I have seen this effect more times than I can count. Yeah, Wii has great tracks, honestly. Yeah, weight in this game can be... My issue with Mario Kart Wii is... my issue with Mario Kart Wii is simply that Funky Kong on that one cart is kind of meta. Mario Kart 8 had a few meta things again, but 8 Deluxe did a lot of fun stuff with it, and they actually changed it up because you don't have a single meta character anymore. Anyway, so my issue with this corruption is twofold. I think it's a good corruption, but it breaks after 5 seconds, and I don't think there's anything you can do to avoid that. It just seems like the game is breaking once you go up that high. And I've also seen this effect before. It's been on, I think, 2 separate corruption streams. I know for a fact I submitted a pack with this specific... with a version of this corruption on a different map in it. So... can you really sanitize this one? I don't think so. Nope, I'm looking at it in the blast editor. This one is baked down. Apparently this one does work on other courses, but again, it's a corruption we've seen before, and it also breaks after 5 seconds. Hello, gentlemanly soldier. So this is something I would cut simply because with a game like Mario Kart Wii, we've seen it before, and you do have to be careful with it. Whoa! Okay, so on the topic of things we've seen before, this is not one I've seen before. I don't know if anyone else has, but this is trippy. This is a good effect. Again, if you want to see funny Italian man laughing at these because he's never seen them before, this is not the place for it. That's tomorrow night. Now, I can't guarantee these will be on tomorrow night. I can't guarantee Vinny will do corruptions tomorrow night. He was going to as of last week, but no guarantees. I definitely didn't leak that. But there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 31 stockpiles in the folder at the moment. 31. That is the current backlog, so I have to be a bit more aggressive than usual in terms of filtering because of how many there are. Yeah. What goes on in this folder is many things, so I do have to be a bit more aggressive than usual with corruptions filtering, so going into this stockpile, I'm going to go in with the knowledge that there's 31 other stockpiles in the folder. And for a game like Mario Kart Wii, sadly, once a month, Vinny does corruptions once a month, maybe 2 to 3 stockpiles. Every time there's a corruption stream, usually there's more stockpiles submitted than there are played, so it's just an ever-growing folder. And as such, I have to trim them down. I would love to use people's unedited, like, sometimes there are good ones that I don't want to cut out, but I end up having to cut out because I just do. Anyway, thank you for the tier 1 Zatro, and again, this is Variety's Hope. All subs and bits go to Variety's Hope, a registered 501c3 to support overhead. On Thursday, if you're looking for something that isn't overhead, this Thursday, so overhead being anything legal, like there's stuff that costs money. It just costs money. It goes into making events better. On Thursday, Desert Pagona is going to be doing his annual Season Suffering, where he does a 24-hour stream, or not 24. He beats a game that he doesn't want to play to its limits. And this year, he's doing it over here to support Direct Relief. There is over on the Twitter, there is a poll going on for what game he's going to play. Currently, it does look like Sonic 06 is going to win. I think it is currently far in the lead, which will be interesting as he has done that in the past. He did it years ago. The VOD is basically gone, though, so this will definitely be a fresh take on it with him playing it again. But if you want to vote for Gex64, which I would highly suggest you go vote for Gex64 because he hasn't done Gex64, you can go over to the Twitter and vote there. Poll. Let me link it directly. It's not quite over yet. 2 days left. Sonic 06 is in the lead with 41%. I think it is going to win, but as he said in the replies, whoever wins, he loses. So that's this Thursday on November 26th, supporting Direct Relief for COVID-19. Anyway, and that's that. So back to the corruption. Yeah, Sonic 06 is overdone for bad games, but it's always a fun one. Oh wow, that's a fun little effect. Look at the battery bar. So yeah, 31 stockpiles. I have to be a bit more aggressive than usual. This is an effect I love, but honestly, this might be a good effect to merge, because there's nothing really audio going on here besides... Oh, we have a... 1 second, we have a visitor. One of them... A new one appeared. She learned how to open my door. Let me go close my door. Yeah, it's kind of an issue. She's learned how to open my door. It causes problems. Anyway, so yeah, this one is great. I love it, but this would be a great candidate for an audio corruption on top of, because right here you have weird. You still have the sound effects, but if you had a music corruption to pair with this, I would definitely pair it with it to spice it up a bit. Yeah, those I kind of got very good at Toraba for a bit. You can blame Desert for that one. I think nearly over like 3/4 of those I won without putting any money in. Do not play Toraba. You will not win. All right, so this one, Spaghetti Fest. I love it, but we've seen this one like 10 times before. I think every single Mario Kart Wii corruption stream has a version of this corruption where it's just, oh my god, them freaking out on the menu. So again, 31 stockpiles. Gotta cut things back somewhere. So stuff like this it's great, but it's where I would definitely cut things back a bit. So trick to defy the laws of physics. So another thing I noticed here, so if you're going, oh, the game audio is way too low again. 1 second. If the game audio ever gets too low, please just mention it. I am not good at this. All right. I think that's better. All right. So one of the things that happens with, yeah, I have the volume limiter on, so if it gets too loud, it won't blow out anyone's ears. But one thing that happens a lot with corruptions is people don't want to play into the game, so you get a lot of corruptions of 1-1. You get a lot of corruptions of the first stage in any Mario Kart level, etc., etc. So in this case, yeah, I can't. Hopefully Twitch gives encoding options. I cannot lower the quality without restarting the stream. Did it really not give encoder options? Why? Darn it, Twitch. It seems like every time I do this, 120 viewers should be enough for encoder options, but transcoding options. But one thing I would suggest if you go and make a stockpile is play beyond the first level, try and get somewhere we haven't seen, because, all right, I'm keeping this just for that Yoshi face. That is a great face. Goodbye, Yoshi. We see a lot of 1-1. We see a lot of the intro to Majora's Mask. We see a lot of the intros. If you can find a save file on GameFAQs or something and do a level that isn't the first level in a cup, something like that, that's always great, because so far these have all been levels that are the first level in the cup. I do not think I can DPB. I don't think I'm allowed to. I can upload this. This VOD will be uploaded after to my YouTube channel, and it will be stored on this account. So you can watch it then if you can't watch it live. I apologize, but I do kind of need to keep the bitrate up, or else you can't tell what's going on with corruptions. Yeah, my YouTube. So I don't stream on my own. This is an interesting one. I wondered. So before I mentioned lights in the dark. Nope, just crashes. Okay, so I mentioned this is one I would try and merge with something else to see if you could get an interesting merged effect. These two seem like a good candidate to go together, but doesn't seem to be doing it. Yeah, so that is my second channel. Monhow just linked it. It got timed out. I don't want to overshill, but I don't really make content anymore. Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't know if that's posting. I'm using Chatterino for the first time in my life, and it doesn't seem to be taking my messages. So I don't really stream on my own. Well, I don't stream on my own. I don't really make YouTube videos anymore, but once in a while I will. So if you want to find me, you can find me in these 3 places. That's my two YouTube channels and Twitch. Anyway, back to the corruptions. So this one, oh yeah, beep, beep, beep. So this is another effect that we do see a lot in different forms, where it just strips all the textures from the game. Normally, so this is one that I think it's interesting on Rainbow Road, but if you could find something else to pair it with, I think it would work out a lot better. Simply because, oh yeah, why is this crusting up so much? Is this my settings? Let me check. Here, let me try something. If I disable the preview in OBS, does it uncrust? Yeah, it does. Okay, it's CPU. Yeah, I have some of these settings cranked up a bit. It's supposed to be coming in. It hasn't yet. Anyway. So again, that's one I would save, but I wouldn't necessarily include in the final stockpile, simply because there are so many. So this one's Drift to win, so let's take a peek at it. I definitely... Alright, so from the... Am I tiny? Okay, one second. I need to do some investigation. Is Waluigi tiny? No, that's just how he is, okay. Today I learned that he is tiny in this game. Alright, I have an aversion to these corruptions for moral reasons, but I know these are what everyone wants. I'm not gonna say it. You have to wait for him to say it. I'm not saying it, chat. So I try and get people to shy away from this. I feel like it's overdone, but I like this one. This one's good. Yes, it's moral reasons. Sorry, I am... Oh, no. So, again... Alright, moving on. Again, this is basically the same exact one as before, where it's the character select screen. It's an effect we've seen many times before. I just cut this one out simply because... Actually, after you select the character, choose the special cup, something interesting happens in Dry Runes. So that's the note the person left with this stockpile. Or with this corruption specifically. So I'm just gonna do... I accidentally swapped to automatic. Oh yeah, no, I'm not opposed to chat... Oh, I'm not opposed to chat killers. I just think they have to be high effort. You guys... Alright, so this is definitely a bit better than it let on. But again, for Mario Kart Wii... My holdup is it's just one with the models freaking out, which it's always fun, but it's Mario Kart Wii. We've seen this many times before. So I'm coming at this from a bit of an analytical angle. It's not as fun as watching Vinny do it. Yeah. Oh, no, it's not that Vinny doesn't like it when chat killers. It is... Yeah, high effort, like replacing Pokey with Sans Undertale. Exactly. That's what I would consider high effort. I'm not at all biased because that's what I did. I try and avoid the low-hanging fruits. I try and encourage people to avoid the low-hanging fruits. Like someone just said it. You're flat. With 31 stockpiles, jokes like that, while they're fun on their own, it's just something for time. Whoa, what the heck? What am I? This game does not have camera control. All right. Yeah, corruption critic. Oh no, this is... So, I think, as I said before, sometimes it may be, some of these effects on their own may be good merged, so I think this might be a good candidate for merge. And yeah, it should be funny. That's the hard issue. Funny for more than 5 seconds. And that's one of the hard issues, because... So I'm gonna take these two corruptions, Possessed and Totally Normal Yoshi, and see what happens if I merge them together. And nothing happens. Great. Are they baked? Let me see. How did the person create these corruptions? No, they are not baked. They just... Oh, possessed is baked. Okay, so I can't merge them. Sadly, due to the way some corruptions are made, sometimes you can merge them, sometimes you can't. Yeah, the corruptions that Vinny's able to play for more than 10 seconds and get a one-liner out of are definitely a lot better. Text edits, yeah, that's hit or miss. Some of them went way too far. Moogie's in chat. I don't think they denied that some of them went way too far. I think Chinchilla Paladin agrees. Some of the ones in the recent Bellissimo went way too far. But... Oh, how long does it take? How long would you be given? You can make them whenever. You can email them to Vinny or just message them to me on Discord. I'm in the Vinesauce Discord. You can find me there. I'm in the RTC Discord. There's a link from in the launcher to get there. And you can even whisper me on Twitch. There are plenty of ways to get them to me. So, all right. These two might be a good candidate to merge as well. Yeah, text edit, Yoshi with reverb. So, I'm trying to... Alright, so... Big Yosh. So can we merge these two in a way that it preserves both effects? I do not think we can. But again, this is one that I would say, see if you can merge, maybe find an audio corruption to stick on top of it just to spice it up a little, because it definitely is a good video effect, but a good visual effect, but on its own, it's just not quite there. Oh yeah, one letter text edits are the cheekiest ones. You sneak in a single edit. Naked Moogie's in chat. They could probably explain it better than I could, but I do know how it works, so I could... Whoa. Did my mic just disconnect? I accidentally hit the cable, oh god. Hello? Okay, it didn't. I am going to see if I can fix performance, because I want to hear this. Alright, there we go. I'm closing. I have a tendency to have like 50 things open at once, which doesn't help my situation. This is an amazing music corruption. Yeah, we can ask. Just ask SBB, Phil. So this is an amazing music corruption. Apparently it works on all of the stages, so I'm gonna go check a few other stages. That is great. But this is one. So I'm going to explain a concept here. One thing I like to do, now not everyone agrees with me on this, but one thing I think works well is if you get a really good music corruption like this one, you can take this one music corruption and instead of saying, oh, go try this out on these stages, merge it on top of like 5 or 6 different corruptions. Because if your corruptions are on different stages, for example, Big Yoshi is on Maple Treeway, whereas Totally Normal Yoshi is on, I do not remember this map's name, Mushroom Gorge? Not Maple Treeway. So if I take this effect and merge it on top of, I have to go in order. Yeah, Koopa Cape, that's the map. Suddenly, I'm gonna pull this volume down a teeny tiny bit. Suddenly, these previous corruptions that I said try and find something small to spice them up a little bit, you have that something small. So this is an amazing music corruption that... Ooh. This is great. So that's how I work. This is something you could stick on top of anything and it will just work. So I'm gonna stick it on top of Totally Normal Yoshi. Oh, it might be broken on this one. Yeah. And how can I play these corruptions myself? They aren't usually uploaded. These are made by SBB02 in he posted them in the RTC Discord for me to review. If you go there, you can just ask him. I mean, you can download them and play them. We request that you don't go and stream people's corruptions without their permission, but if you want to just play them, they are uploaded there. You just need your own copy of the game, and you can download. You have to dump your game yourself from your Wii. We will ban you from the server if you break that rule and talk about any other way of obtaining games. So dump your own Mario Kart Wii copy, and then you can just play it. It's very easy to hack your Wii and do it. Anyway, so... Oh, yep. Shoe Monster. Okay, they're right there. Yeah, so... Yeah, what I was saying, just so you know, I can give you a text summary in the end. This Just Vibing Bro corruption, I absolutely love it. I think it would be a great candidate to merge on top of a few of these other corruptions that don't really have much audio stuff going on, because it's just one that, as you said in the note, it works on lots of different maps. So it's a great candidate. What is my start button bound to? I think start is double bound. Yep. It is a great candidate to then go and merge on top of other corruptions. So let me pull this up on a different stage like Rainbow Road. I cannot pull it up on Rainbow Road. This save file does not have Rainbow Road on it because of how the saves work. Okay, so yeah, again, great way to merge it on top of others. So I'm going to move on. The Jukes. Come on. So when I'm talking about effects that have been seen before, this is... I love it. It is very similar to the Waluigi one from earlier. Where is it? Is it this one? I think it was this one. Yep, where controls are weird, inverted, you bounce all over the place. So, this is a case where I'd say pick whichever one you think is better. Because they're very similar effects, and personally, I think this one is better. But this is something like I'd just say these are two very similar effects. Pick the one you think is better, because it's definitely a good effect. But oh no, yeah, subtlety is your best friend. You don't want to overdo it, but you also don't want to cut out stuff. So this one, I'm gonna say right off the bat, I think this name is gonna spoil what's about to happen. Yep. All right. Amazing. So this one's named Cannon Screws Everything Up. My note for this one would be rename it. Do not spoil what is going to happen in the name. Get a different result each time the cannon. All right. So this is one where I would name it in a way that it doesn't spoil the effect, because again, it starts off perfectly normal, and then when you go into the cannon, things go wrong. Now, the reason I say don't spoil it is because it is a good way to set up an effect. A lot of corruptions, I'm going to mute the game for a moment, or pull it down just so I can explain it. A lot of comedy is based on subversion. Now, corruptions aren't just about being funny. They can be interesting. There's lots of fun stuff, but the subversion of expectations really is a lot of what makes corruptions interesting when it comes to the comedy aspect. So if Vinny knows what's going to happen... if Vinny knows what's going to happen before the effect happens, you lose that element of surprise. Now, that's not always bad. Sometimes it's actually good to let him know what's going to happen, because then he can be prepared for it. That is great. This is a very interesting effect. It's just simply the name I would change, because there's a lot of ways you could make a good joke, make a good gag. You make a good gag about him going to space without giving it away. Yeah, sometimes I will rename them. sometimes, in this case, as a stockpile the person gave to me to review, specifically to give them feedback. Sometimes the people, they'll just get emailed. I'll just deal with them, and I'll just edit them, etc., etc. Usually, if I have access to the person, I will just go to them and say, hey, here are my thoughts. Here's what I think you should do, because I don't want to step on people's toes. I don't want people to think I am messing with their corruptions and then get upset or any of that, because my goal here is just to simply keep them high quality, not to prevent people from putting what they think is interesting on the stream. So I'll go through them, and if they then don't edit it, if I still think there's stuff of value, I may go and tweak things a bit. I've never had a situation where someone got upset at me for it, as far as I'm aware of, but it's something I would like to avoid. So again, here's one funny S word. You all know it. Here's the thing. We already had one. Drift to Win was another funny S word. So again, another case of two effects that turn into the same exact thing. Pick whichever one is better, and leave that one in. This one, I think Drift to Win is better. Personally, as I said before, I have a moral aversion against corruptions that the sole purpose of is to get Vinny to say the funny word, which is why this one and the next one, this one, Infinite FOV, again, this effect is one we've just seen too many times. I still like it as an effect, but it's a one-note gag. It's, oh, you want some more FOV? All right, I'll give you some more FOV. And then, well, it's wide. So, yeah, mean corruptions. They're great in, they're fun in small bursts, but if they take over the stream, yeah, again, if they take over the stream, you start getting the situations where just Vinny isn't enjoying them, nobody's enjoying them. Whoa, I'm gonna reload this because I was looking at chat and not at the screen. What the heck? Okay, so I can say for sure I've never seen that before, and that is usually the sign of something interesting to come. I should probably pay more attention to the game. Alright. Is anything wrong besides... Alright, so it seems like all the background stuff is wrong, but the actual gameplay is fine. So I'm going to go back to my merge comment, where this is one where we had there were a few earlier where it was kind of stretchy models, stuff like that. This one doesn't touch the player model at all. So, for example, if I took... if I took this and Possess... No, not Possessed. Took this, Possessed was... Took this and Totally Normal Yoshi, they were on the same stage actually, and merge them. That's a good way to take these two individual effects, take them, make one even kind of wackier effect out of it. You do need to be careful not to go overboard. If there are too many effects at once, you lose track of what's going on. Yeah, you lose track of what's going on, but something like this, I think this is a good two to merge together, because suddenly you've taken two kind of smaller effects. Time/delayed. Yeah, if it happens halfway, especially if it's... So here, considering how people will react ahead of time and searching for the best options, yeah. I do spoil myself a bit, and DTA, sometimes there will be stockpiles I don't look at, like if it's a Moogie, if Moogie makes it, they've submitted so many stockpiles, I'll see bits and pieces of what they're working on, and it seems like every time they're making a stockpile, I'll run into a bug, or they'll run into a bug and I have to fix it. But I'll try and not spoil myself on stuff from like Moogie, from Retro Combine, because these are people who have submitted many stockpiles before, and I know that they know what they're doing, so I'll try and not spoil myself. So yeah, so something like that. Those are two that are really good to go together. So yeah, Vine Sauce is not scripted. This is a lot of pre-work. Corruptions in terms of a segment are probably the most high effort segment in terms of work that goes in ahead of time. With regular Sunday stuff, like people will Jackal, Vincessity, Sphinx, a few other people, Jeff, Videobum, John Full Sauce helps. There, God, I hope I didn't forget anyone. I think I got everyone. We'll go through some of the games ahead of time. People will submit packs, skim over the games and stuff, spend 30 minutes or less, sometimes more. Like with some games, there are sometimes DOS games and stuff that everyone really wants to see working, but the game just won't work. So someone spends 3 hours fighting it, trying to get it to work. But in terms of preparation, a lot of the vetting stuff is just looking at what people submitted and seeing if it's actually worth playing. Yeah, definitely. Totally forgot myself. I definitely look at stuff and don't leave that to the others. That too, being well prepped behind the scenes gives a lot of prep. Yeah, Naked. Yeah, we haven't had issues in a long time. The most recent one, the person wasn't even trying to hide it, and we had already tossed it out before it got to that point because we had already tossed out before it got to that point because of some other stuff in the game. Generally, people are very good. Sometimes art games will go a bit too far. We'll either warn Vinny, hey, don't do this in this art game, or other stuff like that. But generally, it's just trying to find stuff that we think, A, Vinny will find interesting, and B, chat will find interesting, because there's a balance to be found between if chat finds it interesting, but Vinny doesn't give a crap, no one's going to have fun. If Vinny finds it interesting, but no one in chat cares about it, no one's going to have fun. It's kind of the same thing here. There's been stockpiles in the past that include, like, if it's a game that Vinny doesn't know, there's a higher bar to entry. If it's a game that Vinny doesn't know and chat is going to go crazy over, such as Persona 4, there have been 2 separate Persona 4 stockpiles. Neither of them have been played because they just haven't been interesting enough. And it's going to be like, oh, Persona, okay. And it's like, I don't know Persona 4. I'm just going off the character names. So it's like, right, one of them and some of the corruption names, it's like stuff that was heavily dependent on knowing these characters. And that just doesn't work as much as it would be fun to work, but it just doesn't work. So that's why people fall back on games that Vinny knows, like Mario Kart, but then you see the same game 50 times in a row. So it's really a balance to be struck. And we will get into that in a bit. Yeah, if you can't tell if it's corrupted or not, that's an issue. So as we will get into a bit, there is a game that I prepped 2 hours worth of save states for, and that's what I'm going to be attempting to do, and it's a game that Vinny now knows. He didn't previously know, but he now knows enough of that I can do the intro for it. You may be able to guess the game. Yeah, story-related stuff the streamer doesn't know, that's hard. And yeah, if that's the case, example save states can sometimes work. Depending on the game, if it's just to show off what the gameplay is, like if you remember if you remember the one last month where there was a bunch of old ZX Spectrum, not ZX Spectrum, it was ColecoVision games. There was the Alphabet Zoo one where it was, no, not the Alphabet Zoo one, it was the one that was, oh, what's the game called? Where you have the 2 cannons, you have to aim them at the angle, and then you shoot. The idea was show what the heck is supposed to be happening before it gets corrupted, because otherwise, with such a simple game, you probably can't even determine what's going on. And yeah, Governor, that's something great with the sports corruptions, because you know exactly what to expect. So when someone runs and kicks the ball, when someone kicks the football and the football does not fly in the correct direction, it is pretty much it's free. It's just a free, easy joke because everyone knows how it's supposed to work. And again, that's why a game like Smash, a game like Mario Sunshine, games people know and games Vinny know work better because you know what's supposed to happen. All right, back to this. I love this corruption, but I've seen it before. I think it actually is in both the very Wii Corruptions Part 1 and 2. I know it was in my very first Wii Corruption stockpile from when we first got this stuff going. It was even on this stage, interestingly enough. So that's one that, it's a great corruption, but if you don't have that knowledge of that useless knowledge of spending way too much time watching games break, you won't realize that it's been on stream multiple times before. So this is one that I would cut simply because it's happened before. And this is the last one, the Stockpile. Absolute chaos. Oh my gosh. So, are corruptions that easy to replicate? Sometimes. Depending on the game, there are certain effects. This is great. All right. This is another version of you can't control the cart, but... And again, there was already 2 where you can't control the cart properly. Now, there are different ways of not being able to control the cart. This one is just the cart is ungodly sensitive, so I think this one can persist with one of the other ones. Oh gosh. But you can pick one. I mean, you could probably pick 2. This would probably, yeah, if you're trying to get one with the funny S word, this is the one I would go with because it puts it in Vinny's control. And then he can choose if he wants this to be the corruption where he says the funny word. Was the front... Oh god, the front wheel is tiny. Amazing. So someone asked before, so overall, yeah, I can give the Stockpile creator, they were in chat. I can give you a text version. You can also just watch the stream and hear me ramble. If you want, you can go back and check the VOD. But that's this. So in the end, there's a lot of good stuff in here. There are a few effects we've seen multiple times before that I would pull out. And just vibin', bro. This is one I would just try merging on top of half of these corruptions, honestly, because there isn't that much in terms of audio stuff in here. And this is such a good audio corruption that I would just try it on multiple stages. Now, you don't want to include it in everything because then it gets old, but I would take a look at figuring out where you think it fits the best, because this is just great. I'm going to pull this back up for a minute. Ooh, Coconut Mall, actually, yeah, before I unload this, I want to try that quickly. I just want to hear that. I think one of these was on Coconut Mall. Was it this one? No, that's not Coconut Mall. Oh, yes, it is. All right, so let's pull this and just vibing, bro. Oh my god. Whoop. You can tell I started doing stuff on another screen because my CPU spiked to 100%. And, my CPU spiked to 100% and the game started lagging. I was trying to look for a specific Coconut Mall. Oh, whatever. Anyway, yeah, I would just try and merge this over a few different corruptions. I think there's a lot you could do with it. And maybe see if you could find 1 or 2 other music ones and use it for the rest. Because that's what I see is the most lacking from this, is anything audio related. Now, it's not always easy to do audio, simply because of the way different games work. Some games I have 2 CPUs coming. One did ship, finally. Newegg shipped it. The Amazon one I ordered on the 5th. I ordered it on the 5th and it still hasn't shipped. I was told it would ship on the 16th. It didn't ship. I contacted support. They told me, yes, there was an incident in the fulfillment center. It will definitely ship on the 21st, so you can receive it on the 23rd. It still has not shipped. Hello, doggy. Is someone walking by outside? Hey, 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 hey. What's going on? Oh, okay. There's a wild turkey out on the yard. There's what? Yeah. Anyway, Amazon told me it would ship on the 21st. Definitely. It still hasn't shipped. It's not coming in anytime soon. I managed to get another one from Newegg, and this first one, my brother was just going to buy it off me because he needed one anyway. That's what you say that, but I'm pretty sure someone just stole it because it was a 5900X, and these are so hard to get that I'm pretty sure someone just stole it. But I cannot say that for sure. Maybe someone actually did drive a forklift into a wall, or they just didn't actually have the stock that they thought they had, or whatever. Anyway, so that was that. So that was good. So we spent about an hour looking at this. Yeah, there's been a lot of theft related. If you have a stockpile, you can email it to Vinny. You can find his email on the website, or you can just hop into the RTC Discord and post in corruption review, or DM it to me. Chris, I have not. I have had a very busy month, and when I haven't been busy, I have been exhausted. So I haven't had much of a time. I wanted to have more in terms of like prototype stuff for today, but I just didn't have the time to get around to doing it. And the time I did have, I just didn't have the energy to work on it. Yeah, if anyone knows what S-MIME is, you probably know my struggles. I've been doing an S-MIME deployment. It's not been fun. I Exchange, Intune, a few users have to self-install the certs because it's not fun. Anyway, for something that is fun, let me load this up. So, you still see Waluigi for a minute, or while I load this. So I mentioned before that I had a bunch of save states for a game, and it was a game that that people had previously submitted corruptions for, but Vinny had never played the game, so he had so it wouldn't have worked. And it was a game that at that point in time, Vinny was avoiding, because if he did corruptions of it, chat would harass him to play the game. No, it's not Undertale. Yes, Chris, it is Xenoblade. So he's played enough of it that we can do the intro now. Here's the thing, and this may not last the entire time, because I made the fatal mistake. This is something I would always suggest if you're corrupting a game. Make a few save states and just corrupt the game before going any further. Make sure the game plays nice. Because I found out after doing the entire intro up through spoiler scene, I do have spoiler scene in here, so if anyone here doesn't want to be spoiled on Xenoblade on a specific moment that happens about 2 hours into the game, it is a character moment, about 2 hours into the game, that Vinny made funny sound effects over when he played the game. You know exactly what I'm talking about if you watch Vinny play Xenoblade. But yes, so I do have some of that in here. So again, corruptions, with stuff for Vinny, I try and keep spoilers off stream. Obviously there was the Silent Hill stuff last month that was a bit more spoiler than we were led to believe. The person who made the stockpile didn't feel that stuff was spoilers, but other people disagreed. I don't think that a character's name being mentioned inside of a cutscene when you don't know who the character is, you're not going to play the game for a year, and you can't even tell what's going on as a spoiler, but that's a different discussion. I don't think there was anything wrong with those. That's my opinion. I don't know Silent Hill 3, so when I looked at them, I had to go off the person's word, as I didn't have time to run it by someone who did know Silent Hill 3, as I had kind of rushed them for the October stream. But with Vinny's memory, he's not going to react. He's not going to remember that. Hi, Hypo. He's not going to remember that. So unless it is something like, there are some spoilers you aren't going to forget. Like, this character is a villain. You fight this character. Stuff like that, you may not forget. And those are the spoilers that definitely avoid. But if it's a random cutscene and you don't know any of the characters, now sometimes, you have the angle of spoiling more than the cutscenes by saying that it's a spoiler. The issue with that is once someone gets partway in, I agree with that, but sometimes you have that situation where someone will start playing the game, they will reach a certain earlier cutscene, and then suddenly they will realize, oh, this later cutscene is a spoiler. But yes, exactly. Vinny, I could probably ask... Yes, don't look, this little hint is vital information. But that's a whole different mess. Anyway, again, I'm going to repeat it one more time before I... actually, I'll even put some text on the screen, because I don't want people coming in here and being upset that they see a specific cutscene from a specific game, from this game. Here, you can have it in... Here we go. There we go. So yes, there is a specific moment that people would get very upset at if they weren't ahead of time. So I'm going to start by loading up the stuff I already did. Actually, if it loads. Fine, would you prefer a better font? Here, you can look at this screen for a minute. Where? ED. Where is that font? I lost the font. Right, I reinstalled Windows. The font is gone. All right, I no longer have Comic Papyrus installed. Sorry, Papyrus Sans. And if sadly, OBS does not pick up on fonts installed while you're playing the game, while you're running it, so I would have to restart OBS. So you can get C64 Pro if you'd prefer that. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? All right. So I have to fix my controller setup. So, again, before I resume the controller setup, this is your last warning. This is your last warning. Because if the moment I reconnect the controller, something is going to happen. All right. So, has anyone submitted? No. Sadly, Sonic 06 does not work properly in the PS3 emulator. I wanted it to. It does not work properly. And Xenia is not currently supported, so PS3 is barely supported. Anyway, what I was saying before I went on this tangent was, oh yes, this game is incredibly crusty on the Wii. It's amazing how much better it looks on the Switch, and even there it looks pretty bad. But anyway, what I was saying was, make sure you test the game out before you go on, because I found out after spending the time to get to this cutscene, which is about 2 hours of gameplay. Now, I did it on fast forward, but I found out very quickly once I hit a DPS wall that because I skipped over all the fights, I had to then go back and grind. Yep, Desert's doing... I'm going to repeat it again. Desert's doing his yearly Thanksgiving stream, Season Suffering, this Thursday on this channel. There's a poll over on the Variety is Hope Twitter as for what game he will play. Currently, Sonic 06 is in a hefty lead. I still cannot send messages in this chat using Chatterino. I do not like this application. Oh, God. Okay, it just sent all of the messages at once that I had previously sent. Cool. Thanks. Anyway. I reload it. It sends everything. So, yeah, Sonic 06 has a hefty lead. Please dethrone it with Gex64. That will be much more entertaining because he's played Sonic 06. He has not played Gex64 to my knowledge. But anyway, what I was saying was I played a bunch of the game. I then started corrupting it. You'll notice I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 effects here. Half of them are just two of them aren't even named properly. Turns out this game does not corrupt that well. I want to get this game to corrupt, so I'm going to go at it for a bit. If I can't get much out of this, I'm going to take another game from chat, and we can figure something out. The issue with this is Xenoblade is a... Yeah, apparently on 3DS it does. I do not have the 3DS version of the game, so I cannot do that. He did Mega Man X6. He almost beat it. He was very close to beating it before he gave up. So what I was saying was, turns out the game does not... Yeah, but it's not going to be fun to watch him play it again, because it's just going to be... The fun part of the suffering is letting him... is having fun watching him suffer, not watching him just play a downright bad game that has no amusement to it. Anyway... what I was saying was, yeah, it turns out, so I made all of these... I don't have them named, but I have... 63 different save states, and then I started trying to corrupt, and it turns out this game does not corrupt that well. So if I can't get any results within like the next 30 minutes, I'll probably just pick another game at you guys' request. But let's start with this. I'm going to go over what I have, because some of these are just effects that I want to find other stuff to merge with them. So the first one is this, and this is also going to be kind of going through my thought process. Again, last warning. I'm not going over this anymore. Yep, even with any list, the cutscenes, I don't know what magic this game is doing. It's not playing nice. So before I was playing with the controller. This time I'm no longer playing with the controller. So this was the first good one I got. So this is not me doing... Oh, I sorted by accident. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I love this. So that wasn't me. That was the that was the corruption. It just disconnects the controller right at the frame where the spoiler happens, which I think is amazing. But so that's just a single effect. That's something that on its own doesn't really stand out, but next to other stuff, especially next to other corruptions of the same cutscene, so the way I see it is that is, so once the cutscene comes up, I would make the note saying big spoiler cutscene, and then I would place that as the very first corruption. So Vinny would go and be, I'm trying to put myself in Vinny's shoes and how he would think about this. I do not own it, so I cannot test it out. I try and put myself in Vinny's shoes. How would he approach this corruption? Most of the time that works, sometimes it doesn't. There was an Animal Crossing corruption I expected him to spend 5 minutes on that he spent 30 minutes on one time. So this doesn't always work, but this is where I'm going off of. Yeah, sadly, Twitch is not giving quality options to streams, even with 100+ viewers lately, and it's a shame. Hopefully the channel gets partnered at some point and gets them. But I can't really turn the quality down because otherwise it would just be crust as things move too fast. Anyway, I try and put myself in Vinny's shoes. How is he going to go about this? So he knows if I write big spoiler cutscene. So with a story game, I would go in order. I would start the corruptions near the beginning of the game and then go forwards. So he would know what's coming up. He would know what what this cutscene is talking about. So he'd do something similar to me. He'd be like, oh, big spoilers. So then he'd load this up as that very first corruption. He's like, big spoilers, big spoilers. All right, chat, I warned you. And then the game censors itself before the spoiler plays. It is alone, that's not that funny. But you pair that with the context of it being in the middle of a corruption stockpile, and that's just a great... It's a setup that I think will work really well. Yeah, exactly. And then it unpauses, and then it goes ahead a few more frames. So in terms of effects I have... Oh god, I have to remember the controls. I have to use an emulated Wiimote. Flashing light warning. In terms of the effects I have, again, I wasn't able to get that many good ones. So in terms of the way the game was corrupting, the actual gameplay was corrupting much better than the cutscene. So this is one where if you just don't input anything at all, it's just a lot of weird sensorial... I seem to remember this effect working differently. I hope this isn't a weird broken effect where it changed. I think it was just the audio. I think I just saved this one for the audio with how crazy it was. So this is what I have so far.
At least we know our luck can't get any worse from here. Dumban?
Dixon, take care of the survivors.
Dumban, what are you playing at?
Those idiots. I'll just come and get them an order when everything's quieted down a bit. That thing's gonna be mine! Oh no, please! No! Vile Necon. If you think the Homs, the people of Bionis, are just waiting here for you to pick us off, you are sorely mistaken.
Alright, so with this one, there's a good setup. I want to find something more to enhance this one because my issue with this one is it has this great little... This model right here at the very beginning. That is great, but... And then the camera stuff is good, but otherwise there's not much to it. What's my threshold for cutting something because of flashing lights? It depends on how good it is. If it's mediocre and it's very flashy, I'm just gonna cut it. If it's extremely good and it's flashy, there's a point basically where if the quality is high enough, I will just put a giant flashing lights warning in front of the corruption's name so Vinny knows to explicitly warn people right before the corruption that there's going to be a lot of flashing lights. And that's when it comes in. But if it's just flashy for the sake of being flashy, it's not worth it. So it has to be fairly good for the flashing lights to make it through. So the next effect was this. What was this? I started these like 2 weeks ago and haven't opened it since. Alright, looks like I had a lot. That's a lot of particles. Okay. So, okay, yep, this is what this was. All right, so I'll kill him, all right. Got a fun little sequence break here. I'm not actually sure. Oh god, I'm not actually sure if this one even needs anything else done to it because as is, you just have this cutscene. And then you go into completely broken gameplay, and then he can just run around and see completely broken gameplay. Chain attack.
The joke, it ain't funny. Looks like this is it. At least we know our luck can't get any worse from here.
Let's see what else I had. Just going in. So this one, one of the issues with Xenoblade. All right, yeah, this one freezes. All right, so that's one of the issues with Xenoblade is this: the game freezes and the game is very good at preventing itself from... the visitor is back. She's trying to open my door. She has succeeded in opening my door. Yeah, she has succeeded in opening my door. Hello. Hello, now I have to close my door again. Oh, you can't even see her because she didn't even go up on the bed. She just walked over to me. Okay, you gonna go up? You can go up, just don't land on them. Just don't jump on them. Okay. Okay. All right. Sorry. Back to the action. Here, you can watch them. All right. One of the issues with Xenoblade is like this, the game is very good at handling errors and preventing itself from completely breaking. As such, it's hard to get good effects, and also it uses fully orchestrated music, so you can't get that much in terms of music corrupt. Why did it? Oh, I'm in the wrong layout. You can't get that much in terms of music corruptions out of it because, well, there's no music to corrupt. You corrupt an MP3 file and, well, you get loud noises if it even plays back. I could show you, but it's just loud noises. It's not very interesting. So I can't bank on audio corruptions for Xenoblade. All right. And this one just strips out animation. So this is a good one to have on hand because I don't think it looks great. I don't think it's great in this cutscene. Okay, never mind. It is pretty good in this cutscene. Yeah, remember that spoiler warning? You can tell who the character is now. Let's see. All right. So yeah, this one just breaks animations and then gameplay starts and it's completely broken. I had 2 more saved effects, so let's see where I can go from here. All right, this one's just another weird animations don't play properly, and this one's camera's in the wrong spot. All right, so let me, as I said, I'm gonna start from the beginning. So let me find, is this pre-rendered? All right, so let's go back to the beginning of the game. So that's title screen. This is intro video. This is not pre-rendered. So I'm going to start with the most basic setup. Unload this because I don't need this. So I'm going to start with the most super basic setup. Nothing special. Just see where I can get using the most basic settings that we pretty much always suggest people to start with. I'm just gonna apply some manual blast, but better. Yeah, this cutscene's an engine. So far, no, there is another pre-rendered one. In the cutscene from before, where in the intro cutscene where it zooms out and then it does the huge overview of the world. This one, yeah. This is an engine, in-engine, transition, pre-rendered. You can see the quality goes to crust. Now, this makes sense to be pre-rendered because there's no way the GameCube is loaded. So the GameCube, yeah, the Wii is loading all of that quickly, but you can basically tell that they did that. Yeah, it's a pretty good transition. So back to the intro. That's the title screen. This is an engine, you can tell if I hit the button. If I select the correct save state and then hit the button, yeah, the Monado just disappears. Well, that's actually a pretty good effect. I'm gonna save that. Fast BG menu. So the way I work and the way a lot of people who've done more corruptions work is they'll just kind of, at least the way I start is I just kind of brute force my way until I get some interesting stuff that I can then save to then use as I go on. The reason for this is because there are more complex things you can do. You can start profiling memory. You can start digging into the RAM by hand to try and make better effects. But I always find, in my opinion, I like to try and find some good effects the classic method by just kind of brute forcing it until... I'm going to pull the game audio up a bit because I just noticed it's very low. It's good. Until I have a few effects I can work with, because once I have some... Did it say press any but? 1 second. Press any button. Press any button. Button. I missed it. Did it really say that? Oh! Nope, you're right. It's... I'm a... you got... Damn it. Yeah, you were right. It was my layout. I resized the window. That is... Alright. Sadly, unlike the NES, or an older console where that text could probably be... That text is sadly just a texture in all likelihood. The way it renders, from what I can tell, it looks like it's just a texture, so I don't think I can get that edited, but I could try. So some games use different ways of storing text. Oh yeah, that is... Whoa! Let me go back a minute. So this... let's save that as Foliage 3. More memory or less? I don't think it's a memory thing as much as a how you implement it thing. Alright, so this is the one that affects the angle of the text. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sanitize. Do I have the sanitize tool captured? Yes, I do. Oh, I am not using the beta, so it's not properly recapturing the blast editor. Great. So what I'm going to do here is... I'm going to use the sanitize tool, and I'm going to sanitize this one down until I just get the text effect I want. So it's not present. It is present. So you can see what's happening is I'm looking for the text to be slanted. So it's slanted there. It's slanted. It's not slanted. It is, and I have my effect. All right. So keep changes. Cool. That's a fun. Keep changes. All right, now I have my single. So I'm going to save this as slanted text. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to start re-rolling this one a few times to see if all it does is re-angle the text. So I select this, and I'm just going to keep re-rolling it. So it's that angle. Interestingly, I am getting the same angle every single time. So I'm going to try and manually play with this number a bit. Toss in something. Bring that up a bit. Give it some... That is interesting. That it only wants to angle it that way. So I'm going to open this in the hex editor. So my goal here is to see if I can figure out what the heck the game is doing. So window capture. Let me show you hex editor. All right. So this is where you start getting into the manual editing stuff. I'm doing this a bit early because I really want to make that say press but. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back and I'm going to reload it. And I'm going to look around this area of RAM. It's the same person. Someone else took the Narry Twitch handle, and I asked them if they would be willing to give it up because they haven't used the account in years, and they blocked me on Twitter. So I'm not getting the Narry Twitch handle. All right, so it looks like this is probably just texture data. I'm gonna... Yeah, all right, messing with that is crashing the game. So... Open address and hex editor. All right. So, interestingly... I'm trying to... You see, the other issue here is I have background input on, so if I touch stuff... If I touch half the buttons on my keyboard, it... Actually, let me turn background input off, because otherwise I'm going to just have to keep reloading it. Where's background input? Controllers, background input off. Okay. Now I can start poking at this number until something happens. Okay, so that crashes the game. That's always cool. Can I poke any of these numbers without crashing the game? FFF. All right, so that just gets rid of it. 4000. So I do kind of know what some of these numbers mean, actually. Yeah, I'm not talking about @Narry on Twitter. They weren't @Narry on Twitter. It was, I'm talking about the Twitch handle. But sadly, yeah. I'm not changing it because this is what I have on YouTube. And some people still see that. All right, so yeah, this is some weird texture data. I'm seeing similar patterns. So this information, while it may look like complete garbage, I do see some patterns here. This appears to be coordinates. Yeah, that looks like... These look like coordinates, 111. If I bump this one up to 2. Yep. All right, so those are texture coordinates. That's the U of a texture. That's the V. And this is the W. Yep, all right. Wait, sorry, those aren't texture coordinates. Are those texture coordinates? No, those aren't. Is that a transform or is that a texture coordinate? Either way, you can see I'm playing with these numbers, and it's just... I mean, that's kind of what I do, Android. I have an idea of what's going on, but again, this is just a texture, or this is a transform or something. Either way, actually, here's the answer. You see here how it says pick any key? That's referring to the texture's name, picture. So pick probably meaning picture, any key, so press any button. So that's definitely a texture, and that is definitely not something I can edit. So what I would have to do is go into the game's files and modify the press any button text to say press any but, and then patch it in, and that's no fun. I could do it, but I'm not going to. So sadly, that is not happening. So I'm gonna see if I can get anything else on this menu quickly. Does not look like I'm gonna get much else with these settings, so again, I'm starting with the most basic method of corrupting here, simply because I liked that. Dark sky. It is a good way to get fast results. And I can kind of just iterate on it quickly with... I know what I'm doing right now will end up with model corruptions. It's not really going to end up with anything besides weird model corruptions or anything of that sort. So I think that's a good amount of menu stuff. I can kind of piece it together later. So I'm going to see if I can get anything interesting out of this cutscene without it just turning into mush.
Nothing more than
so,
an endless sea. Then two titans came into existence.
Again, I can just kind of hit the model button. It's the settings I have right now. If you look right here, this is why I have the bitrate up so high. Extended. This is basically what it's doing is it's targeting, if you know what they are, floats in memory. Floats are used to generally store 3D coordinates. Xenoblade Chronicles HD full movie 1080p is a great anime, Cody. I don't even watch anime.
Long ago,
that's the best way to experience Xenoblade. So that's the thing. Different games respond in different ways, and part of corrupting games is figuring out how the game you want to corrupt responds. So Mother 3, for example, when I did the Mother 3 corruptions, I could not get results from doing RAM corruption. It was just not happening. But ROM corruption, it worked extremely well for Mother 3. Alright, he's fighting nothing. Nah. So ROM corruption for Mother 3 worked extremely well, which you wouldn't expect for a Game Boy Advance game, but I found out kind of how to make it work. Alright, so I'm actually gonna... Something was just given away to me. Look how... So, I'm gonna play this cutscene normally. 1, 2... So after about 2 seconds, the fog starts fading out, and the Mechonis and Bionis fade in. But this corruption specifically, the fog isn't going away. That means the fog going away is either tied to a trigger in the cutscene or a load trigger. And I have a very strong feeling that the fog is tied to a load trigger because of the way the game freezes about 5 seconds after. So the game freezing here, so it freezes when he says endless sea. So I'm going to pull up the regular version of the save state again.
The world was more than an
endless sea. So when he says sea, there's another
boundless sky.
All right, so there's no camera change.
As far as could
I have a suspicion that this is a loading, that this is masking loading. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to reload the save state. It would help if I loaded the correct save state. I'll just go back from the menu. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make another file that is slightly after that fog fades out. So just reload the game. All right, so now this save state, you can see right here that you can actually already partially see the model's outline.
long ago.
As such, that means it's definitely past the loading point. So now if I do it again, on this version of it, I am past any hidden load triggers that are hiding in here. And that's one of the things about finding out how the game works and how the game responds to different methods of corrupting. Some games will just die if you hit a load trigger of any form. Some games will persist stuff through load triggers. Xenoblade just likes to die. I am not getting much out of this, even with the most classic, most stable method. So what I can do is I can pull up the dolphin list. Let me do FLP. Where is it? Actually, let me start with the branch list. So I'm going to start with a slightly different method. This one, if I run it at 200K, it's going to crash. I know the people who from the corruption Discord are going to yell at me for not profiling, but I do not feel like profiling. So I'm just gonna... All right, so what are we dealing with here? Anything besides freezes if I do this? I do not think so. So again... Oh, that one. Connect the
Long ago, the world was nothing more than
Can I get anything?
Long ago, the world was nothing more than endless sea.
Yep. So basically here, I'm getting nothing besides crashes with this method. This method is much better for gameplay, but usually it can get you some interesting stuff in cutscenes. This game, the way the cutscenes seem to work, I've had a lot of trouble getting anything interesting. So what this is doing is it is essentially replacing logic within the game's code. Still on Xenoblade, probably not for long because this is not going great, and I want to at least get something that I could yeah, 10K is generally my starting numbers, but I could probably pull it down a little bit. All right, so there's everyone's favorite sound effect. I'm surprised it took this long. Honestly, I may just swap games, just so we can get something a bit more interesting out of this. So let me just save those few corruptions I made. You had to see the save. And let me pose a few games. So I will take, you guys can just throw games at me. I may have them, I may not. I don't have Sam and Max. We are swapping games because... All right, let me rephrase. A game that is either on the GameCube or Wii, because I don't feel like swapping setups to a different console. Monkey Ball 2 has been done a lot of times. Black Ops? The issue with Black Ops, I think, is the controls. Last time I tried Black Ops, so right now, second. Oh, cool. So, one of the issues with the Wii setup in the current version of the Corruptor that's out is the way Dolphin handles, that is loud. The way Dolphin handles the... So, the way Dolphin handles controller input in older versions of Dolphin is that Wind Waker and Twilight Princess have been done many times before. I'm trying to find something that hasn't been done 50 billion times. Yeah, Mario Golf has been done a bunch. Come on, controller. You're connected. Are you gonna make me wait through the cutscene? And that's the hard part. I'd love to see something... Wow, this is crusty. Actually, Black Ops... No, I'm gonna skip on Black Ops because the controller issues. Essentially, some games on the Wii, playing it with an emulated Wiimote is a pain. It's just... It doesn't control well. And... it doesn't control well. And... Sorry. You can't swap between a virtual and a physical Wiimote, an emulated and a physical Wiimote that easily, without introducing... Basically, the way older Dolphin works is it'll connect the virtual Wiimote, and then if you swap to emulated Wiimote, it disconnects and then reconnects in one frame. The issue with that is it turns out that can break corruptions. As such, we cannot do that. So this probably won't go well either. But thank you. This game probably won't go well either, but essentially, the newer versions of Dolphin resolve that issue, but due to having to keep corruption compatibility, where's my save file? I have 100% save file. Okay, I guess I'm not doing this because my save file is missing. I know where my save file is. The way it works in the older versions are... One second, the way it works in the older... Yeah, in the newer versions is it handles it by essentially always keeping a virtual Wiimote connected, and then it will swap between the two flawlessly. But because corruptions are tied to save states, and because if you update the emulator, the save states break. Wind Waker has been up many times, but it's usually just been the intro to the game. I think there's still a lot of potential for Wind Waker in other sections of the game, same with Twilight Princess. Both of them have shown up, but not significantly, and it's only really been the intros. Here we go. Now my save file should be there, so let's let's see if I can get anything out of Rhythm Heaven Fever quickly. So with the updated version, what we were going to do is what I was going to do is I was going to have the update synchronized with the big RTC update that breaks everything, but I've been saying that for 9 months now, and nothing has changed. As such, I will probably release a maintenance build with updated emulators. And, yep, there we go. Simply so you can find some interesting... Where's my pointer? Simply so you can do a bunch of Wii games, because Wii is currently kind of off the table because of that out-of-date version of the emulator. I have a feeling this is going to go terribly and I'm not going to get any results, but let's try it out. Again, this is a game that is going to be weird to corrupt, because what is there? You have a bunch of 2D assets and it's on a newer console. So the question is, can I even get anything out of it? I don't think so, but I want to try it because I like this game. And 2D games can be very trippy. The issue is, on newer consoles, the way newer consoles handle 2D graphics is very different than older consoles. And on older consoles, they're much better at handling garbage. On the newer consoles, they just crash, or nothing happens. It currently appears that we are getting the nothing happens answer. Well, something happened, but nothing interesting has happened. Can I get anything interesting besides a crash? That is a good crash. Let me swap lists. Dolphin FL. Null, are you still here? Which are the float lists I combine? It's FL. Where are they? FLT double math with... Let me pull up the documentation. Double giga and NOP. All right, thank you. All right. Mario Party 4 actually has not. So one of the things about the Mario Party games is, I just swapped games. Mario Party 4 is a very good suggestion. Outside of the intro... So, I'm going to swap games one more time, because I don't expect to get anything out of Rhythm Heaven, and I think I could probably get a lot out of Mario Party pretty quickly. But yeah, the way newer consoles and older consoles handle 2D graphics is very, very, very different. And as such, graphics corruptions on older consoles just work better. It's just that simple. They just look better. All right, so this game uses a pre-rendered intro, so that's useless. Wow, this is... One second. That is some janky animation. I do not remember this animation being that janky. Oh my gosh, okay. So, take a guess how old these save games are, because these are from my actual GameCube memory card from when I got... These are from an actual GameCube memory card. File 3 is from when I got my GameCube. This file has existed since we got my GameCube. So this file is from 2002, I think. That's how old this file 3 is. Story mode. Alright, so I'm gonna go into minigame mode. Because if we're dealing with Mario Party, I think minigames are gonna make the most sense. And then separate from the layout... Oh, okay, thank you. Alright, so separate from minigame, free play, one human. Nope. And we choose the obvious characters of these three. So the reason I'm going into minigame mode is I'm going to make a save state here. Oh, yep, epilepsy warning disappeared. Thank you. Just got covered. It's still there. Here. I'm going to do is this. Put that there. Crop it in a tiny bit because Mario Party 4 renders at a slightly weird resolution. Pull this back up to full size. This. And I'll just hide that. Make this a tiny... Alright, that is good. My layout's got a bit messed up. I have a corrupted OBS config where if I add new sources, they don't show up until I swap scenes like 3 times. I'm not sure what's up with it. Yeah, so you can bring your memory card onto your PC by using a Wii to dump it and then pulling it in. Anyways, so let's think about minigame mode. So what minigames here do I think would work well? Because Mario Party 4 has some great minigames, and it also has some really bad minigames. I think domination. So let's start here. So one trick to do is to make a save state right before the load screen, and then make a save state right at the end of the load screen. And let's, for good measure, make one right at start. So again, I have, okay, that's correct, 10K. Let's see where I can get with this. Oh yes, this, you see the, so, is this responding at all? Well, it did something. It did something. Ooh. Nope, flashing. I have my game audio pretty low because I do expect these to get loud at random even. Okay, that's interesting. So that just flipped into the camera mode from later in the game. But you know, the more I think about it, the less I think there's much potential in this minigame. That's a good model. Woo. This minigame, so one of the issues with Mario Party is you kind of have to figure... Wait. Sorry, I was mashing the button. That is perfect. Okay. Head mash. So that is a very good effect. I want to see if I can find something else to merge that with, because mashing the button with the head looks great. Even though they're not loud. Ow. Whew. Whew. You guys have a much quieter version because I have the game's audio even lower than I normally would. But let's see. I think a good setup for Mario Party would be a corruption of a bunch of different minigames. So a single one per bunch of different minigames. So the way I would go about doing this is trying to find a bunch of effects for each minigame. See if I can find anything else interesting with this setup. I don't think... Oh. Is it just laggy? I'm gonna pull that down a bit more. I keep the audio extra low. Yeah. And that's the thing, that this audio is being ducked and it's already very low. Alright, I'm gonna change some settings quickly. I'm gonna go back to jump knop because doing... Oh, yes. So here's the thing. This is one of the reasons I don't suggest Vinny try these live, even if I were to give him the correct suggestions, is because, well, you see how loud some of these have gotten. All right, this is surprisingly little results from this minigame. So the way I'm gonna go about this is I have 2 decent effects. I'll just stop there. I'm gonna try a different minigame for a bit. Oh no, the limiter, it does stuff. I can show you. It's just it can only do so much. That's the weird thing about the human ear is... Alright. Oh god. It's running like 50 backlogged commands. Alright. Actual audio and perceived actual volume and perceived volume are very different, and it's honestly kind of weird. So what's another one? What's a minigame that actually has gameplay? Let's go to a 2v2. I could see good results with Great Deflate. Yeah. So, again, Mario Party. The board, definitely because it's 4 and the board is 3D, unlike in the earlier Mario Parties where the board is just a big texture, there's definitely the potential for actual board... That's pretty good. That's not. That is not good. Alright, where's the one that freezes it? Because I created a few. Alright. No? Where? Is it this one? That's interesting. So it only... Oh, I know what I did. Alright, so I actually can't replicate that effect because of how I did it. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Let's save that. Where's the audio one? Can I merge that with the audio one? Will it work? Alright, there's the audio one. So, reverb. What happens if I merge these two? Nah, it's better without the reverb. It's better without the reverb. Chat, please. I just removed the wrong person's message. I'm sorry, Hatfish. It scrolled. It scrolled while I was trying to hit the button. Keep chat appropriate, guys. Come on, read the rules. I can't undo it because I'm using Chatterino and I don't know how to use this program. Alright, so I don't actually know if we even need anything else for this minigame. I'm not oh, wait. Oh. That is a weird effect. I'm gonna save this one. What happens if I merge these two? No, it's best left as is. All right, so I'm gonna save this effect because I think this effect could potentially work on another minigame. Let's try Book Squirm. So I'm gonna just start going at these. get some interesting stuff for each minigame. Oh. Alright. I hit the wrong button. Waluigi? Is there oh no, I can't control it. I can't control it. Thanks, Waluigi. I'm gonna go make the state slightly closer to start. Anything, come on. Give me something. Good. Let's double that number for this one because nothing seems to be happening. There we go. There's something. That's a pretty good one to save. So that one on its own, I wouldn't be 100% on that one on its own, but I think that's a good backup one that could go, oh no. Oh, now that's... There are the jukes. Okay. Oh my god. Alright, so... What happens if I merge these two? Alright, so the AI still... gets juked. Alright, so let's keep these as separate ones. Because that's a very good one. A good minigame, it lies to you. So, can I see any other gameplay effects here? So right now I'm just kind of fuzzing for gameplay effects because of the settings I'm using. JMP to NOP, jump to NOP, will pretty much only give gameplay effects generally. You won't see much in terms of graphics corruptions. Ooh, sequenced music. Alright, so that's something that there's potential for. I'm not holding down, by the way. I'm just walking down. So there's the potential for music corruption here. Actually, let me see what happens. Nothing happens. Good. Oh, dolphin crashes. All right, well, that reloads. It has been an hour, so I'm going to bring it up one more time. One more time. This Thursday, the 26th, Desert Pagona, everyone's favorite streamer who's currently very happy about getting his RTX 3080 that he's been spending weeks trying to get. It is doing his yearly Season Suffering stream, and that Season Suffering stream is going to be... he finally got his 3080. It just came in. He's apparently tweeting about it now. Here, I'm stealing this from his Twitter. Look how big it is. He's doing his annual Season Suffering, which is he plays a bad game to completion on Thanksgiving. And this year, there is a poll going on. Currently, Sonic 06 is significantly in the lead, but it will be supporting Direct Relief's COVID-19 effort. And I say vote for Gex64, but I think Sonic 06 is going to win. But this Thursday, the start time is on the schedule. What is the start time? The start time is not 12 p.m. Eastern, so 12 noon Eastern. This Thanksgiving, he will most likely be playing Sonic 06 to completion. I do not know if he's doing all of the stories. I would encourage him to. I don't know if he's going to. but that is happening. So follow for that and save your donations for direct relief, and be ready for that. So back to Mario Party. That would take forever, but he did Sonic 06. Yes, the last time he played Sonic 06, it bricked his PS3. Does 2 completion just mean beating the game? So when he did Shadow the Hedgehog, 2 completion originally meant just beating the game. Then he ended up doing every single ending. I went to bed, I woke up, he was still playing Shadow the Hedgehog. Yes, so I don't know what's going to happen. He has done Sonic 06 before, but it was like 2015 or something. The VOD is basically dead, and he doesn't like that VOD because it's so old. And it's also dead because it had copyrighted music, so this Thursday, come hang out and watch Desert Struggle. So back to this. Let's see if we can get anything else. Well, that's a good effect. Alright, so I'm gonna cheat here. What I'm about to do is what some people would consider cheating. So I'm gonna add the blast editor back in. So this corruption, I'm gonna sanitize this until I get the specific effect I want. I want this page not moving. Alright, so no. Alright, so I'm gonna sanitize it down. Yeah, I want Gex 64 as well, but I'm gonna sanitize this down to just the 1 unit. And once I just have the 1 unit, alright. Keep changes, alright, so now... Oh, I already had a source for it, okay. So now I have this 1 unit. Now, when I say I'm going to cheat, what I mean is this. This freezes the page. So if we want juke, I can make an ultimate jukes corruption, because what I can do here is I can turn on some settings. So loop timing every 90 frame. Now, so I'm going to, 1 second, disable this. So what I am going to do here is open this in the hex editor, get the original value. So the original value is this, 410. So now I'll duplicate this. I probably have to bit flip this. 1 second, is that gonna... Yeah, I do, okay. Yeah, I have to bit flip it, so... We should add... if Moogie, if you're still here, can you yell at me to add a bit flip button? Or, sorry, not a bit flip, an Endianus flip. 2400 8241. Alright, now if I load this. So, Chris, my goal here, alright, there we go. So this is, so now on frame 91, what's gonna happen is it will apply back the original value. So let's do actually 120. So what's gonna happen here is, 120, 90. Oh yeah, I could do it that way. Perfect. Yes. All right, so what I just did is I made it so it turns on and off at an interval. Now I can take this effect, so I can save this to the stockpile, on and off, and if I merge this with the previous one where it just changed what the correct one was, now you just have potential insanity. This is Okay. I love it. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tweak the timing a little bit, but I'm going to save this as Ultimate Jukes. Open this back up in the blast editor. And these two are what I want. So I have it on 9120. Let's try 30. Let's try 3120 and see what happens. So you go over here. Oh, it swaps. Frame 120 hits after 4 seconds. I think 3120 is... Oh, they're too far apart. Okay, I see what it's doing. The game is probably losing the context if they're too far apart. No? You're just not gonna go now, Book? Does it have to be that high? Oh, I bet the value has to not be... Oh, there it goes. All right, so it's doing some weird stuff internally. No, it's a lifetime 1 null. So what it's supposed to do is after every 30 frames, I guess I'm only giving it 10 frames. All right. So let me loop. Let's tweak this to 120, 150. And I think this timing should be interesting because now it'll have a bit more. Yeah, it waits a bit, then the pages start going. Start, stop, start, stop. All right, there we go. I'm gonna pull the time down a little bit to I'm gonna pull it back to 60, 90, and then I'll just save it. And then to Stockpile. Submit Juke. All right, now that is saved. Remove the old version. And now I have this corruption that, again, I said I'm gonna cheat, but it's such a good effect that you can create something really amusing with it. So the pages aren't turning, and then it starts going. Wait a minute, what? That's not fair. But, okay. I think this minigame, I don't think I'm getting a better effect for that minigame. So, what's another minigame I could pull out? One that I could see falling apart would be Trace Race. Those are some good noises. So I'm gonna save this solely for the audio. The actual corruption, the gameplay part, not that great. Corruptions from 2 different minigames. Basically, it'll apply the same effect. So what I could do here is I can apply these 2 together. So this one, since it's an audio effect, it is able to... It applies in both, since it's a weird audio thing. But that's going to depend on the minigame, what's being corrupted. So if it's like models or audio stuff, you can probably apply it to a different one. Otherwise, you can't. So I'm going to save this audio effect. And let's see if we can get something gameplay related. Nope. Part of my goal here was to say, because in the past few streams, I've made it seem like it takes ridiculous amounts of time to get good effects. Sometimes it does. Some games just don't cooperate. Like with Xenoblade, you saw I wasn't really getting anything and I was going... But with this, I'm getting some very strong effects very quickly. And even with the simplest methods, I'm just using pure vector. I'm not playing around with extensive profiling. I'm not using any of the extensive tools to try and make this run better. Oh no, I can't control Yoshi. I lose. I'm just kind of doing it the somewhat classic way. And we're able to get some pretty good stuff straight out of the bat. All right, so that corruption, I'm gonna play it again for a moment. There's something key. Listen to the music for a moment. the music is up 1 semitone. So I'm going to actually save this. Actually, here, let me sanitize it. So I have a corruption here that messes with the music pitch, which is very useful. So no, it's gone. So I'm going to save this effect where it just messes with the pitch. Because once you have an effect like this, you can then play with the settings. Wow, I'm getting a lot of yeses. I think I may have lost it. Yeah, I lost it. I'm dummy. I'm dummy. No, I didn't lose it. I'm really dummy. I thought I had lost it. The music was up a semitone, right? Am I going insane? I think I'm going insane. Okay, the music is not up a semitone. Why did did I just select the wrong corruption? I thought it was up a semitone. Okay, I guess I'm just insane. All right, so that's a pretty good Waluigi. Those are actually 4 very good models. So I'm gonna save this one as I'm going to swap cameras. Someone woke up. It is 5:22 p.m. and it is time for dinner. Can you tell? I think you can tell. She's gonna start barking for her dinner. Yes, that is an actual live camera. Alright, okay. If you start hearing noises, that's because she wants her dinner. She is a clock. So that's pretty good hard mode. There's no models there, but I can't merge it with the model one. So come on, give me something, game. What's the sound button on the generator? Can I get sound button on the generator? I'm not quite sure what you're talking about. The music note. Oh, that. So that's at least with BizHawk, not with the other emulators. Yeah, I'm gonna try a different list setup in a moment. BizHawk has built-in video encoding using FFmpeg. So what that is it basically directly interfaces with BizHawk. Okay. And it lets you essentially make it so when you load a corruption, it'll start recording to a lossless file. And it's just for saving high quality, like if you're trying to get raw quality audio rendering or video output, you can use it for that. Yeah, this list. I mean, there really isn't that much gameplay here to corrupt. So, thinking about it, this is probably one where I don't think I'd probably be able to get much in terms of gameplay out of it, simply because you're just moving forwards, and here's the issue. The only things that are here are you're walking forwards and you're tracing a path. Now, I'm getting some good music, but the AI could potentially go off the path. But they're all following the path. The only things I could really see would be the AI going off the path, but you aren't allowed to. There's invisible walls here, so they can't even go that far off their own path if their AI was broken. So this one has a lot of factors preventing much from happening, besides, like, this, where, I mean, the AI broke, but there isn't much to it, and you can't move left or right. You can just move straight, so any cool additions coming in the next version. So, for the past months and months and months, I've been saying, we're gonna get this new stuff done, we're gonna get this new stuff done, we're gonna get this new stuff done. We haven't gotten the new stuff done. I do have a prototype I could show off, written by Nullshock in chat, which is Lua scripting. So, if you know anything about, that, so what that is you can write completely custom code that you can then attach to your corruptions. Now, the reasoning for this is a fewfold. First off, completely custom engines. So if you want to do completely custom logic for generating your corruptions, you could write a custom engine in Lua and build out the logic yourself. Other things you could do with it, for example, would be build out custom corruption logic. So currently we have a few hard-coded types of logic. There are different things you can do. You can write a value to an address. You can copy a value from one address to another. And those are within very specific parameters. Part of the goal with the Lua scripting is to allow you to write custom logic. So you can then basically say, okay, for example, I want the game to become more corrupted when Mario gets hit. What you could do with that is you would essentially, so this ties into the event wizard thing I explained last month. What you would do with that would be you would monitor for, you'd write a custom script that monitors the game and watches for Mario getting hit. You would just basically find wherever Mario got hit in memory and monitor it every frame. So if you got hit, you would then be able to run code. That code could be manual blast. So you could essentially make it Mario gets hit, run a manual blast. So you could see there's a lot of potential for stuff like that. You could also make it so effects like every time you jump, something corrupts, or if you want to get really specific, there's a lot of... There is a lot of potential. It's up to your heart's content. To that point, it is just RAM hacking. It is just patching the game. But does it matter? I don't think so. I think a lot of it is that's closer to a Chaos Edition. You could write a Chaos Edition directly in the Corruptor. The way the Chaos Editions work is they are ROM hacks that you essentially have a huge list of effects, and the game has a timer inside of it that runs through the effects. The Wind Waker Chaos Edition was actually made in Lua, directly in Dolphin. What we want to do is make it so we can create Lua scripts. That's pretty good. Lua scripts we can load up in any emulator that we can connect the Corruptor to, and we can do lots of fun little stuff. That's... 1 second, Toad. 1 second. Toad. I see something interesting there. What's up? That's a good face, Toad. That is a good face. Can I get a higher resolution version of that, please? 1 second. I need to see. What? I turned the resolution up and Toad's resolution doesn't go up. What the heck? Toad? Toad, come on. I have you set to 4K. Are you really not going to look any better? Oh, that's why. I'm a dummy. I need to see this face. The window wasn't large enough. There we go. He's so sad. He's so sad. I need this in higher resolution, I'm sorry. Oh, she woke up. It's dinner time. It is dinner time. Hi. I don't know if you can hear her, but I can definitely hear her. All right. Cool. So, what was I doing? I lost focus. Right, explaining Lua. I see I don't like T-pose. I feel like T-pose is a dead joke. Honestly, we already have one for this minigame. I don't even need to go on with it. So with the Lua stuff, the potential for that is you could pretty much do whatever you want. For example, hello. No, it's not dinner time yet. No. No. A second. No. She is 13. Yeah, she is 13 and a half, and all she cares about is food, sleep, food, sleep, food, sleep. She is done with everything else. But she is an she is an amazing clock. 6:30 a.m. on the dot. 5:20 a.m. on 5:30. Well, 5:20 she wakes up, and then 5:30 she starts barking. Note the time. It's 5:32 Eastern right now. And then if I'm not in bed by 10 p.m., she sits barking at me until I either put her on the bed and encourage her to lie down, or go back into my room. All right, back to this. What's another what's a mini game that has gameplay? Oh, the Tree Stump has gameplay. She doesn't want me to get sleep. She wants to go to sleep, and Lily. And if she knows exactly what she wants. It's impressive. Oh, and there it goes. Dolphin. Here. While it reloads. Come on, Dolphin. Come on. Are you enjoying staring at the window? Wow, suddenly quality. It's amazing. Okay. It was fake. It was filters the whole time. I was too lazy to use an actual VHS camera. You definitely couldn't tell by the fact that the footage itself wasn't distorting along with all the filters. Alright, so I'm going to load this. I'm actually going to load slightly later into the cutscene. Right at the start of the minigame. So, let's see where this one goes. This... I cannot move. That is an answer as to where this one goes. No, it's actually a cell phone. I'm using a cell phone as an IP cam. I was going to use my DSLR, and then I realized I cable managed everything. And I couldn't... I have a wired adapter for it to keep it plugged in and charged up, but I cable managed to that, and I would have to do a lot of work to get it out. So I gave up and just grabbed an old phone and stuck it on a tripod. What the? All right, so that's clown vomit, but that's actually pretty... Okay, so that crashes, but... That's a pretty good clown vomit that I think could go with some other effects. So, again, my goal here partially is to find that... Oh, that's not fair. The hitbox is still there. That's no fun. That would be great if it had screwed with the hitboxes. So again, if you remember before when I mentioned that textureless corruptions are fairly common, right here, exactly, it's exactly the same as that Mario Kart one from earlier, where it just stripped out everything but primary base color. Well, there's probably normals, but yeah. No, that doesn't look like normals. What is... That's not normals. No, that's not normals. That just looks like there's a base color or something. Either way, it's surprisingly common. So when I see that, when I see that same effect in a new game, it's kind of just like, oh, yeah, it's probably vertex colors. Because that, I mean, Donkey Kong was skin flesh color. Wario's hat was yellow. I'm gonna try swapping list. Dolphin, float double giga. I'm gonna have to turn. All right, so this one's going back towards a slightly different kind of gameplay effect. I'm gonna actually make the save state a little bit later. Whoa, that was pretty interesting. But yeah, that's one of those things. Oh, this minigame? Oh, ow. Okay, this minigame has not aged well. I remember this minigame being much more imposing. Is there anything here? I'm really not getting anything besides I can't control Yoshi. Oh, that's... Nah, that's not really interesting enough. Oh, that's a good Yoshi, though. That's a surprisingly good Yoshi. Sure. So again, you see some of these minigames I was getting really good results with, some of them I'm not, and sometimes that's just pure luck. I could go back to those other minigames and probably get no results after poke at them for a while and get no results, and there are a lot of tools in the RTC to make it easier to get corruptions in more complex games. I don't really have the time or want to get into that at this point. I would just want to Lua thing will only take me like 10 minutes to show off, so unless actually Null, if you're in chat still, I know it's... Could you write me... Would you be willing or able to very quickly write just a manual blast implementation in Lua, specifically since the hook isn't there in the program? Just literally blast some random bytes and I could make that Mario script quickly. Just grab a few numbers less than... Oh, memory domain size, you also can't get that. Never mind, you can't... It would have to be hard. You'd have to hard code a bunch of stuff. Cool, I can't play ads, so... Did you refresh the page or anything, Null? Or are you using any extensions? I was going to say if you could... Would you be up to write a quick Lua manual blast? So I could then just make that Mario script, but I just realized what time it is. It's 5:40. It's not worth it. And half the stuff isn't exposed. You don't have memory domain size. That's a good Yoshi. All right, so again, this minigame, it's like, there's nothing coming out of it. Although, Null, are you running any of the extensions that mess with ads or anything? Because, there's someone who, if someone is actually getting ads, they didn't refresh. If you got an ad, you didn't refresh, you aren't using any external extensions, message me after, because you shouldn't have. And I need to forward that information on to someone. But if you had done any of those things, it's gonna affect the outcome. All right, so yeah, that's the other thing. That start noise. Ooh. All right, so this is pretty good. Oh, okay. You refreshed. All right. So, this is pretty good because they're walking away. So this is an effect I can save and come back to. Pacifist, yes. So let's see. Is there any other good, really good mini games that have enough gameplay that something might come out of them in my... Dungeon duos, yeah, there's probably a bunch of potential there. I'm gonna try Bowser's Bigger Blast quickly. I don't think I'm gonna get anything from this, but if it starts doing weird stuff, that would be pretty interesting. I just don't know what it could do. Well, I mean, it could do that. I did it! Trace Race wasn't getting anywhere. We tried that. Yeah, I don't think there's enough gameplay here. Oh. What the heck? One second, one second. The game's music was playing out of... What is it playing out of? I hear the game's music coming out of something besides my headphone. The sound effects are coming out of my headphones. The game's music are coming out of... What the heck? I genuinely do not know where these sounds are coming from. They're coming from my speakers. What the heck? They're plugged in all the way. I'm sorry. Like, give me a second. One second, please. Actually, what the heck? Sorry. Test. Oh, you aren't getting audio. Damn it. I was hoping I'd be able to physically show you what the heck is going on, but it appears I cannot. That is really odd. Okay, sorry. I have no idea why that started happening. It's still happening now that I load other stuff. It was not happening before. Suddenly the audio is coming out of both things. As long as you guys don't hear an echo, but that is... I am so confused. Okay. Here's the thing. It shouldn't be physically possible because of how my audio is currently set up. It shouldn't be coming out of a different device because I currently have my headphones coming out of the speakers, so they are redirecting the speaker's audio. Has this been happening the whole time and I didn't notice it? I think this has been happening the whole time and I just didn't notice it because it was very quiet. No, the cable's in all the way. Yeah, my only guess is... I don't know. Ooh, loud. Alright, is there gonna be any gameplay stuff here? I don't think there's gonna be any gameplay stuff here. Yeah, it's not like this is a minigame where there really is much that can happen besides loud. That's actually a big problem in Mario Party 4 now, looking at it. I'm looking at these minigames, and a lot of these really don't have that much to them. They're, like, single button. Oh. Someone's home. Yeah, I'm out of my apartment. I was in my apartment, but I'm no longer at my apartment. I get to move a bunch of furniture tomorrow. That'll be fun. So, extra noises. What was I? Which minigame was I gonna do? Oh, it was. We're gonna try. Not cliffhangers. Where is it? Dungeon duos. All right. Let's see if we can get anything out of Dungeon Duos. I'm at 550, and then I can show you guys that prototype quickly. And then maybe I can sneak... That is loud. That's good. And then I can maybe sneak these into an upcoming mega stockpile, because there's a lot that I have to cut down, and I don't really have the time to make a full stockpile. But I do have the time to make a small batch like this, and then I can include it in all the stuff I'm filtering down. So keep an eye out tomorrow night, probably. I can't say for sure, but you may see these in front of someone else tomorrow night. That's a good point, Fia Ball. I don't know. Got it. This game, I love this minigame, but I have so many questionable memories of it because my sister does not play video games, but Mario Party 4 she really liked. She will still play Mario Party 4. Ow. But she is terrible at video games. It's like horrible, and she physically could not get a hang of this minigame. She was always... in the number of times I played Mario Party 4 with her, because it was like the only game she would ever play, I could probably count the number of times she succeeded at this minigame on one hand. And this has been over the period of many years. Ooh, that's a nice reverb. Aliens, they're here. I'm gonna save that because that's a good noise, but... Yeah, that's one of the things with the corruptions. You get sick of some of the sound effects. Oh, that's interesting. That's good. That's one way to make this mini... Wait. Oh, come on. Really? Thanks, AI. Wait. What? Okay. What? Okay, why did it teleport me forwards? Okay, yeah, now I remember why this minigame is so hard. The perspective on this stupid jump. Okay, I'm actually gonna save that because I like that weird teleport. Oh, reverb. Enter the sea. Wait a minute. Waluigi? Oh. Can I... One moment. This is something. This is definitely... No? Trying to... You see, the way I just added those effects and stacked them on top means that they won't necessarily play back the same if I play it back from the beginning of the save state. No, I think I just hit a bug. Yeah, I did hit a bug. Merge stopped working. Cool. That's always fun. All right, I think... Yep, okay, there we go. So I'm gonna save this, and then I will show you guys that prototype quickly. Mario Party 4. So, modern corruptions, that's the issue. They can be done. We can make better tools for them, but no matter what, the lack of save states just slows down the process so much that it's unbearable. Because it severely limits the methods you can use to do the corruptions, because the game, and it severely limits the stability because you have to be able to get from the game's boot all the way up through loading in, all the way up into gameplay without it crashing. And that is very... It's just not something you can really easily do. Prototype. Let me open this. And show this off quickly, as we have just a few minutes left. Should probably close Dolphin. I don't need it anymore. I just crashed everything by not closing Dolphin. I tried connecting to Dolphin, but it's using a different version. Uh-oh. Come on. You can load this. There it is. All right. And so yeah, I mean, I did the Let's Go Pikachu Eevee ones. I showed that off a bit. It is possible. It's just your options are very limited. Are you opening? There it is. your options are very limited, and you just... it takes forever because it takes minutes to load, it takes minutes to iterate, and why is this frozen? Why is this frozen? Come on. Windows, what you doing? I would show this if it would load, but there are a few known bugs in the version this is based off of, and for some reason it's loading extremely slowly. So yeah, that's the issue. Like, for example, did my internet just die? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, it didn't. Good. Yeah, exactly. If you have a corruption that has, as our Cluzer said in chat, if you have a corruption... No, I'm not trying the prototype with Dolphin. It's just everything is loading extremely slowly right now. I don't know if something's thrashing a hard drive or Windows is doing that thing where you launch a program and then it takes 30 seconds to 5 minutes to open. It's sitting at almost ready. There it is. There it is. Okay, we have domains. We have liftoff. BizHawk. All right. So this is the prototype that Nullshock and chat made. I'm just gonna pop this up. So what this is I'm gonna load the stockpile. The layout's a bit screwy because it wasn't made for this. Load the stockpile. Give it Super Mario Brothers 2. Null, can you give a slightly better explanation? You could probably give a slightly better explanation than I can of what this script itself is actually doing. If you want to. Where is it? Mario 2. There we are. All right. So yes, my layout here. Let me just actually create one more very quickly. Window capture, add existing game capture, add existing BizHawk, add window capture. All right, so window capture and notebox. All right, so here you can see this little script. What it does is, so you don't even really need to see this part. You just need this and this. So what it does is this. How can I explain this? Really all it does is, yeah, it saves states it creates save states and then loads them on you. So when I click play here, now the cool part about this is this example, it's just a very simple thing. So it's gonna start messing with me in a moment. Is it gonna run? Oh wait, it doesn't run the first time, right? I have to load it twice for it to work. Yeah. So now, what it's doing is, yep, it waited 240 frames. I died. And now it is teleporting me back in time at its own whim, because, that's what we told it to do. So the cool part about this is you can do a lot more than just that. So for example, very quickly, I'm gonna get Actually, one second. SMB2 memory map. Oh no, this is the European version, so it's gonna be different. So now, what I can do is this. So, Shift R. What? And the really cool thing here is this. Alright, so the address for when I jump is 08. So what I'm gonna do here quickly is, if I can write this code very, very quickly. You know what? I cannot write this code very, very quickly. I do not have the reference on hand to get the memory domain and all that stuff. What I was going to do is I was going to try and make that little Mario gets hit, Mario something happens thing quickly, but I don't have the reference on hand to do that. But either way, you can see the power of this, because we could pretty much make whatever we really want with it. And cool, I love it when OBS grabs the wrong window. Peak byte string, thank you. So what I'm gonna do here is, so I'm gonna actually I'm gonna modify this script, so I'm not gonna do the get hit thing. So what I'm gonna do is, as I don't have the rest of the code, so for post exec, all right. Now, if, what is Lua's syntax? If peak byte equals, doesn't equal 08, then load save state, end. Nope. End. Alright, so if I wrote this properly, now when I get hit, no, yep. Oh, is it 0x08? Alright. Thank you. 0x08. And I'm gonna wait frames. I'm just gonna wait 60. So what this will do, oh, cool. Remove the top for loop. Well, no, I need to create the save state. It does not like 0x08. Oh, it likes x08. So what I'm doing here is, so after 60 frames, it makes a save state. Now, what it's supposed to do, oh, I'm a dummy. Peak byte, yes, I should probably put the actual code in there. Oh, it's 603, gosh, I have to end. RAM, address is 0x08. So, all right, this isn't working. I'm doing something wrong. Yep, you caught it. I didn't put, this is what I get for not having a, I do not have an IDE here. No, it still doesn't like it. What it's supposed to be doing is, every time I jump, it loads the save state, but something is up. It's not working. Either way, it's fine. This is my, I could have written this ahead of time, but I didn't, so. Oh, the node isn't being saved because I'm not closing the window. That's what was wrong. Right, that's how the node editor works. All right, yeah, it's, oh, did it work? Well, it's kind of working, but does not equal 8. Anyways, I have to close up. It's 6:05. I'm gonna get yelled at if I don't end. It's not working quite right. It might actually be holding the old script in memory still because this is a very incomplete prototype, but you can see where we could go with this. We could do a lot of dumb stuff. We could do a lot of fun stuff. We could go back and make NES remix. Oh, you can't even fully see what I was seeing. Cool. I love it when that happens. I wasn't looking at the right screen. I didn't see that. Either way, you can see where we could go with this. Anyway, pretend this says add text. Thanks for here we go. There we go. It works. It works. It's totally well prepared. Add. Scroll. Wow, look at that. It's a cool effect. It's a cool effect. Yeah, you can find me. I don't really stream on my own. I've considered starting, but I don't know if I have the energy/motivation to. Twitch.tv/smellyfeet you have. It's a questionable username from a very long time ago. But that is about it. And again, you can look at the schedule at bit.ly/VIH. Yeah, Twitter, Variety is Hope. The schedule is bit.ly. Is it? I still have the note. Where's the... You can look at it at bit.vih October 20th. October 20. This is a slightly outdated link, but it still brings you to the correct place. And again, yeah, Monday, Little Bun's doing Oblivion. Thursday is the biggie, Deserts. I'm going to shill it one more time. I'm sorry I'm going overtime, Hootie, but I'm going to shill Deserts thing one more time. Thursday, Desert P is doing his yearly season Suffering. What that is he picks a game, a bad game, and he plays it to completion. Now, does completion mean 100%? I don't know. Sometimes in the past it has. I don't know if we're making him do every ending because Sonic 06 seems like it's going to win, but there is a poll going on, and if you can sway the vote to be Gex64 technically still, but it will be benefiting Direct Relief's COVID-19 Relief Fund, and that will be this Thursday, the 26th, starting at noon Eastern. I will be there in chat. Spend your Thanksgiving at home with Desert or with your family, whatever. If you spend your Thanksgiving however you feel fit, but this will be going on. And there are some other streams coming up. You can see them on the schedule as well. But yeah, I say Gex64. Mega Man X6 is not going to be fun. Serious Sam Next Encounter, he likes that game. Gex64, come on guys, sway the vote. But that is about it. Thank you for joining me. You may see some of the stuff you saw today tomorrow night on Vinny's stream. I cannot guarantee that. Keep it a secret that I definitely didn't spoil that tomorrow is probably maybe Corruptions. I don't actually know because Vinny's unpredictable and sometimes he says he wants to do something and then he doesn't, but don't tell anyone. So that's about it for me. Thank you for joining again. You can check the schedule out. And that's about it. Yeah, I get fired. Oh god, the music stopped looping. I just realized that. Goodbye, everyone. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd the folder go? Where'd the folder go? All right.
King